We are back on hashtag Justin's journey through old pay-per-views that he never got to see as a child. And what a journey it's been through one review. Just got done watching, as you can tell by the title, SummerSlam 2002. Now, this is a show I've never seen before, but I have heard so many people talk about it as one of the best SummerSlams, their favorite SummerSlam. I've seen the main event before. Obviously, it's The Rock versus Brock Lesnar. Those are two of my guys, so I've seen that before. Everything else was new to me. What a show. Let's get into it. The first match on the card was Kurt Angle versus Rey Mysterio. For the first time, I actually appreciated Rey Mysterio in this match. He was doing some cool stuff. Him and Kurt Angle meshed really well. It was a really fun match to watch. Yeah, let's go Angle. Angle sucks chance. I'm like, Cena? Where's Cena? Cena won't come along till some of the later reviews. We'll see how many he sneaks in. How many people request those ones. Kurt Angle ends up winning with the ankle lock. It was, like I said, a really good match. They meshed well. It was fun to watch. Good opener. And then you had Stephanie McMahon backstage. Apparently, she's the head of SmackDown at this time. She's talking to Eric Bischoff, who I would imagine would be the head of Raw, if that's what they were doing. And he was chilling her off, and she's like, "What are you doing in here?" And he brought up the idea, or they both brought up the idea to watch the show together to see which brand would perform better, SmackDown or Raw. The next match was Chris Jericho, the King of the World, as he kept calling himself, versus the Nature Boy Ric Flair. So another, it's Chris Jericho, Ric Flair. Like you know what you're gonna get. A lot of woos and a lot of just Chris Jericho doing Chris Jericho stuff. It was a pretty good match. At one point, Ric Flair is in the walls of Jericho, and he grabs the ropes, but then taps out. Jericho doesn't know he grabs the ropes, so he thinks he wins. He's up celebrating. The ref's like, no, it didn't happen. He ends up then tapping out to the figure four. So Ric Flair gets the win. Like I said, I don't know where the storyline of this was coming from. All I saw was the vignette. Ric Flair was breaking Fozzie's equipment, which was not okay with me. And then you got, my man, Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. They're hanging out backstage. They're talking about how apparently Brock Lesnar just did something to Hulk Hogan recently during this, because they talked about how they ended Hulkamania maybe. And then they talk about the match with The Rock. They're like, hey, you just got to go at The Rock. He's coming in thinking he's the underdog because you're the next big thing. You just got to go out there and beat the crap out of him. All right. So main event, building up the main event that would come later. Then we got Eddie Guerrero versus Edge. Loved this match. Like I said, awesome to see Eddie Guerrero again, and I miss seeing Edge too. So it was good times. Edge ends up winning by the spear. Liked this match. There was a couple times where I thought it was going to be over. They fooled me, and it wasn't even necessarily like hitting the spear 5 times. I was just like, oh, he's not kicking out of that. Oh, he did kick out. Oh, he's not going to. It happened. I thought Eddie Guerrero was going to win. He hit a 5-star frog splash on an injured shoulder. Kicked out. Edge ends up winning with a spear. Good match. Then we got Christian and Lance Storm, the Un-Americans, versus Booker T and Goldust. Ref gets knocked out in this match. Refs get knocked out in most matches of the 2 pay-per-views I've shown, so that's been funny. Match goes on for a while. I hate the Un-Americans, so I respect that gimmick because I didn't like them. Test, another member of the Un-Americans, ends up coming out interfering for the Un-Americans, and they get the win and retain their tag team titles. Love me some Booker T's, and Book Dust seems like they were a great time, so that's good stuff. Then all of a sudden they were at the WWE restaurant in New York, and some chick was making out with a random dude. So, yeah, that happened. Then we got, threw me for a loop because I totally forgot that on WWE Network it's okay, but Chris Benoit's music hit, and I'm just like, just felt a little awkward, and you hear someone say something or someone does something, and it's just feel uncomfortable and awkward because you've been taught to feel that way. That was him, because WWE has told us that it's not okay to say his name. He doesn't exist. So I heard his music and I'm like, did they make a mistake? Is this okay? But then I remembered that, they were going to air all his stuff. It was him against RVD. Still awkward for me to watch Chris Benoit matches. I'm sorry. I was never a big Chris Benoit guy anyway, and not in anymore. And you guys know how I feel about RVD. But it was okay. RVD wins the IC title. And apparently he was for Raw because after the match, Bischoff was pumped. And Stephanie was like, oh, jeez. It was kind of corny, but It was alright. It was a pretty good match. Chris Benoit, RVD, they can both work, obviously, so it was a good match. It was fun to watch. Like I said, a little awkward for me, but yeah, Bischoff excited and all that stuff. Then we got Test, rest in peace, literally shout out to Test, taking on the Undertaker, but it's still Biker Taker. I think it's not till WrestleMania 20 where I'm gonna not see Biker Taker. I'm not okay with badass Biker Undertaker. Not okay. I was okay that he won with the tombstone though. That I was okay with. Test tried to go to the chair. Undertaker booted in his face and hit a tombstone on him. Undertaker wins. Just get me to some pay-per-views that just get me to the time when the dead man comes back. And then in a match that I have never seen before, I don't know how I've never seen it before. This now is one of my favorite matches of all time. Shawn Michaels versus Triple H in an unsanctioned street fight. Shawn Michaels' return match after 4 years after the back injury. Oh my gosh. Tables, ladders, sledgehammers. They're outside the ring. Bulldogs on the steel steps. Sweet chin music. Shawn Michaels jumping off the thing through a table. Off the ladder, elbow drop. Triple H hitting him with this, hitting him with that. Everyone's bleeding. Match goes on forever. Literally one of the coolest matches I've ever seen. Don't know how no one ever told me to watch that before. But I was having the time of my life watching this thing. And I 100% the whole time said, well, we're going to chalk it up for 2-0 on the Triple H win meter here. But in a shocking event, there was about 3 or 4 times where I thought he was going to win. But it didn't happen. Shawn Michaels ends up, after all the crazy stuff, rolls him up, 1, 2, 3. Shawn Michaels gets the win. Everyone's all excited. Triple H worked Shawn Michaels back on this so well. It was just like, you just were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he's actually doing this stuff, because you knew the story of Shawn Michaels, so it helped build it all up, because you knew, like, oh my gosh, that's real. Like, he really messed up his back, so this is got to be killing him. But then Triple H attacks him after, hits him with a sledgehammer, leaves him left out, hits him with the suck it. No, don't do that, Triple H. Shawn Michaels is my friend. So like I said, if by chance there's somehow, I can't say it's impossible because I hadn't. If you haven't seen this match, please go watch it. And if you have, why the hell didn't you tell me before? Anyways, great match, awesome match. And then we get to the main event, a match, like I said, I've obviously seen before. The Rock versus Brock Lesnar. My favorite wrestler of all time. My 4th favorite wrestler of all time. Rocky sucks chance. Not cool. Not okay with that in New York. But yeah, it was. I personally have always loved this match. Heyman's distracting the whole time. He ends up getting rock bottom through a table. You got Rock getting the Cena treatment with Rocky sucks chance. Then they're chanting Rocky, and then you can hear people booing and cheering and booing and cheering. Rock hits a rock bottom towards the end. Looks like he's gonna win. 1, 2, kick out. Rock's looking around like, what do I have to do to beat this guy? They go at it for a little bit more. He goes for another rock bottom. Brock, squeaks it out. F5, 1, 2, 3. 5 months into WWE, Brock Lesnar becomes the undisputed champion. I've always loved that match, so it was fun to get to watch it again. Those are my 2 dudes. Never like to see The Rock lose, but at least it was to Brock Lesnar, and at least it was to a young Brock Lesnar who was on the up and up, and The Rock said, go for it. So yeah, I totally can understand why I've always heard people say that SummerSlam 2002 is one of their favorite SummerSlams and pay-per-views. I loved it. Still can't get over that Shawn Michaels Triple H match. That was awesome. Again, I'm going to probably pose a couple questions every time so you guys can answer these for me. A, if I remember right, is it WrestleMania 20, The Undertaker goes back to the dead man gimmick? So am I really going to have to wait that long? Because that's not okay. And B, I guess I don't really remember. I didn't look up the dates. I know this was, SummerSlam, so I know when that is. I don't remember when Judgment Day was. But what happened to Stone Cold in between this? Is this when he left because he didn't want to put Brock over? Or where was he? I just didn't see him. I got confused because he was on Judgment Day. So, like I said, the 2 questions. When does The Undertaker stop being the biker guy? And where was Stone Cold during this pay-per-view? The next pay-per-view I'll be reviewing is Unforgiven 2002. Why? because they told me to. I couldn't tell you why because I don't look up the match results beforehand because I want to be surprised. So the matches that because I'm watching these for the first time, so it makes it even more fun to not know what happens. Uh, like that Shawn Michaels Triple H match. I was expecting Triple H the whole time. Shawn Michaels won. I was legit surprised and popped like it was live. So, like I said, Unforgiven 2002. No idea why that's on the list, but it is. So look forward to that one very soon. Goodbye.